What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bold Voices. I'm Angela Belcamino. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Always happy to have you. Steven, I see you. Always happy to see you guys. Love chatting with you. So chat it up with us in the chat, in the comments. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to see your questions. We want to try to answer them. We want to tackle the things. We kind of talk current events, headlines of the day. A lot of times it's politics and political stuff that's going on. Other times, we try to mix it up. We do mental health. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Hollywood and politics as well. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you wouldn't mind liking, reposting, sharing the stream, we would love that so we can get as many folks in the room as possible. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed already, please do. Would very, very much appreciate it. And again, please chat with us. I'll be checking and pulling things up on the screen. So let's have some fun. I'm so excited for my guests tonight. I have returning veteran Jay, who's been here before. And then for the first time, I'm so excited to have her. Keanu Thompson is here.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. It's been a minute. We've gotten to do some really fun podcasts and shows together with Chrissy Mayer. You two are hilarious. Always a fun time. So yeah, I'm so excited that you're here joining today. You've got a lot going on. So you have like multiple shows going on. Tell the people where they can find them, please.
If you would like to see me do live stand-up comedy, check my Instagram, Keanu C. Thompson. I post most of my dates there. Specifically this Sunday, I'm at Rodney's Comedy Club. And then I do 2 or 3, I think 4 live streams a week on the YouTube channel. And I have the podcast, Keanu Cast, wherever you find your podcasts. It's Keanu C. Thompson across the board. So look into it. It's fun and sort of random. You never know what you might see. Yeah.
And we love that. And we need more of that. So I do want to make sure everyone knows that it's funny, it's entertaining. It's like, I know we do a lot of politics and so like, it's a nice break. I think we all need to laugh, laughter and smile. It's so therapeutic. So everybody should check it out. And we need some of that feel good stuff in our lives. So I love that you're doing all that. And how is New York right now? I'm dying to know. I moved in August, and I know you're still there. How is it? Other than being freezing?
That's the thing. It's like, God, I am at my best with a White Claw by a body of water in warm weather. That's where I am at my best. So these are my frustrating months. So obviously, yes, the weather is awful. My thing is, though, I think that it just depends on your algorithm. If you're just, doom scrolling and I don't run into like too much trouble on the subway. I don't walk out of my house and like have this like fear that people that don't live here seem to have. Just in my experience. So I love New York and, but no, I don't think it's, burning to the ground or anything right now. Like I understand that obviously horrible things happen in cities, but for me, I'm like, I don't know, is it that bad? Maybe I'm taking too many Ubers and not riding the subway enough. But I don't know.
I mean, Uber is a different experience, but
yeah, sometimes those are worse even.
Well, yeah, there's some safety concerns there as well. So I mean,
yeah, exactly.
All hands on deck at all times.
You're unsafe as a woman walking around no matter what you do. So,
Well, I'm glad to hear that though, that you're feeling, that you're not feeling unsafe and things are okay.
Not any more than normal. I'm from South Carolina. Maybe I've just lived here too long. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Somebody's doing heroin on the street. Who cares?
How long have you been in New York?
About, I guess, 10 years. Oh, maybe 11 years now. Yeah. Right after college, I moved here. So I like it. I'd rather be somewhere warm probably, but everybody says that,
Well, and then I did it. So
Yeah.
I really did get to that breaking point. So I don't know if I can coerce you. I'm gonna have to send you some pictures because
I know.
your
God.
vibe is definitely here right now.
No, my husband and I talk about it all the time. Like, should we just move somewhere fucking warm? Like, luckily we do get to go like last summer and we're on the road a lot. He's also a comedian. He's in the chat. Hi, Gino Bisconti.
Oh, hi Gino.
But we went every place that would have us that was warm. Like, so we do kind of think like, God, if we're traveling this much already, maybe it would be really nice to just move somewhere. Even like Austin. I'm from South Carolina. That Charleston's my favorite place. Florida would be fabulous, obviously. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're
I've heard
liking it, I guess, right? Yeah.
I am. I'm not regretting it. And I had a great experience in New York for the 12 years that I was there. There's really no energy like New York City. I mean, it's one of the best decisions that I ever made in my life. I just really did reach that point for my mental health and for a lot of reasons why I am happy to be back here. And yes, it's working out really, really well. And the weather has been beautiful. And so you're welcome to come visit anytime and just
I will. I might move in. Who knows? My God.
You might. It's pretty persuasive. So
you have a pool. Oh.
I know. I'm not going to keep throwing that out there while I know you're freezing, but but yes, I'll send you pictures and try to coerce you. Jay's not too far. Jay's in Georgia. So
Georgia's nice.
Yeah, we wear shorts on Christmas, so that's where it's at.
But we're like representing the South with you from South Carolina. That's here you
American by birth, Southern by the grace of God. There you go.
But no, that's a really good point that you made, Keanu, about doom scrolling and algorithms. And I mean, because of the content that I do and because we talk politics a lot, like my algorithm is pretty messed up, but I do try to balance it out with like, pets, like dogs and like funny videos and stuff like that too. But it is true. It can be very polarizing and slanted, like you see things a certain way. Like I was just seeing all this stuff, with ICE in New York City. It's all the videos, like really, but they're short videos and they're in one part of the
that's
city.
The thing about like reels and stuff. Sometimes maybe you're not getting enough context. And I'm not exactly, it is tough here. And I realize that like terrible things are going on in all the states, I guess. So, I mean, look at Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about that. But it was interesting because over the weekend I was seeing like a lot of things come up with the protests and stuff in New York City. And I mean, it looked really wild, but I'm not there. And that's the thing. I'm like, oh, this is just probably one area of the city, but it looks like madness.
Right.
So stuff to always kind of be conscious of and
maybe I'm just chained to my desk too much, like streaming. But I mean, I'm out and about at comedy clubs and stuff. But I'm like, where was this protest? No one told me about a protest. I was not informed. Like that happened like blocks away from me. It's just like, what is this? It's so funny, your perspective. And the more you watch it, then the more it comes up. And
right. Exactly.
Is social media here to divide us? Is it? I don't know.
I know. I mean, media a little bit, right?
Definitely. Yeah, 100%.
But I feel like we're talking a lot about that a lot more. I feel like people are more aware of it. I feel like it's coming up in conversation more, so people are more conscious of it. Yes and no. I kind of like some people are not, but some of us are, and so I'm glad we're at least talking about it and like having conversations about it.
It's important. It's important to talk about it. Like, maybe I feel a little bit differently. Maybe my algorithm's a little different, and you just kind of do your best.
Balance. Like, am I seeing like, a balanced perspective of what's going on, or is it slant, the full picture? Is this the entirety of the situation, or is this just a snippet that I'm then jumping to conclusions or assumptions based on this little thing that I'm seeing?
because it goes with the narrative that you want to believe, you know. Right, exactly. So
Yeah, exactly. Tony, thank you so much for reposting the stream. Okay, so first up, topic of the day is President Trump's White House press briefing today. Let's watch a short clip.
Big crowd. It's a lot of people. I think it's like a record. So these are accomplishments. We have a lot of accomplishments. And as you know, this is the anniversary, first anniversary, January 20th. And it's been an amazing period of time. We have a book that I'm not going to read to you, but these are the accomplishments of what we've produced. All page after page after page, individual things. I could stand here and read it for a week and we wouldn't be finished.
That's the note that I made, by the way. Does I mean, it is so Trumpian to have a book, a Bible, if you will, of accomplishments. Does every president have this? He's like, I just want you to know it's a very thick book of accomplishments. Here they are. Very thick. The clip almost cut off my hand. Like, you have to laugh at it, no matter how you feel about him. It's like, is it some kind of autism that makes him so confident like that? Like,
it would be nice to have that level of confidence, right? He's
hilarious. If you've never been in the same room as him, he's hilarious. Like, the camera doesn't do him justice. Like, when he's in the room there, like it's so hilarious. Like, watching his rallies on TV is boring as shit. Watching it in person, I'm laughing the whole time because he works the room the entire time, and it's really hard to it's like watching baseball on TV versus watching it in person. He's completely different person. Like, he works it, and like, he's funny. Like, he's smart. He's not an idiot. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows the binder and stuff. Like, he's got it. Like, I love that dude.
Yeah. It's so funny because, I mean, it's that he got to where he is for a reason. Like, it's just so, I couldn't imagine having that level of confidence. Like,
I feel bad for him because he's done so much. The things that he wanted to accomplish and stuff like that, he's accomplishing a lot of them, but they're being overshadowed by these other things. The Somali daycare thing, we have to keep going back and dealing with other bullshit or whatever. Like, he's doing a lot. He's secured the border. Like, he completely shut the thing down. Like, that's huge. Like, compared to the last administration or whatever, like, regardless of how you feel on it, it's a complete change. And that, you know, that's one of the big things that he ran on and stuff like that. And so I feel bad for him that he has to just like keep talking about his accomplishments, because I think he's done a lot. I think he did a lot of
we saw that book. It's lengthy. It's like a Lord of the Rings.
Size matters, like, for real.
And I'm pretty sure.
And it's like, here's my prop. He's like a prop comic. Look at his pictures. He's like fucking Carrot Top. It's hilarious. It's like, okay. And no matter, I go back and forth with him. Like, the thing that appeals, I'm not very political, and I like, you know, I guess I'd call myself center left, but I'm sort of a political layman. But I like how he was an outsider of politics, because I think that at some point, somebody had to come in and shake things up. Whether you love him or you hate him, at least he's entertaining. And I don't think he's made every right move, but I guess at least we can laugh, you know, but.
Well, right. And I mean, no one is perfect. Like, you know, I think it's important to like own our mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, but like to own them. So accountability is always like a big piece for me, because we're all human. But yeah, he often does feel to me like he's doing a stand-up comedy routine.
I had about 30 minutes of it on, and people were laughing. Like, it was like he's obviously very personable. And do you remember when this happened recently? Is it Mondami? It's my mayor. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Okay. That I couldn't even, I almost didn't remember his name. One time I didn't recognize Rudy Giuliani. I'll tell you that in a minute. And that was very embarrassing. But he was saying something. They were doing, I guess, a meeting in the Oval Office. He was like, "It's okay, buddy, you can say it." Like he even harmed him, and they've said terrible things about each other. So that the lightness of it, I like, because God, your algorithms can make it dark. So
yeah. I think he did call that binder/Bible 365 wins in 365 days. And I think he read all of them because it was like a 2-hour briefing, right? So
and then when he forgot, my husband and I were talking about this, when he forgot, like, it is like doing stand-up. When he wasn't sure what his next like joke was, he just like pivoted to, by the way, Kamala sucks. He was like, wait, what, that happened like months ago? Yeah. And he just brings up Kamala, like, oh, where am I going? Oh yeah, here. Because I don't know if he doesn't have like a prepared speech or anything. He's like, here are all my accomplishments, and we will read them for 2 hours. So
and I think there was a lot of Biden sucks also.
Yeah, right.
There was a lot of that. But yeah, there was, I'm curious to hear from you, Jay, like what stood out to you the most or what you liked from it. There was, I think immigration enforcement is, a focus on that, I think has been a strength for a lot of people. Border security, tariffs may be debatable. It's a little up in the air, but, and then obviously this Greenland situation that he sort of escalated this push to acquire Greenland from Denmark. So that's a new thing too. Jay, what kind of stood out for you today that you liked from it, or what do you think was strong?
Well, I mean, for me, like, again, I think he's accomplished a lot. Like I campaigned for President Trump. Like I'm all in on president. Like I'd vote for him a fourth time.
My husband's dancing in the background at your comment. Yes, he's literally dancing. He's like, he loves him too. Yeah, go ahead.
But
sorry.
like, for me, like, he doesn't have to list his accomplishments to me. I know what he's doing. I can see it firsthand, right? Like I just went to the grocery store today. Prices are coming down. It's like, it's literally happening. Other than beef, like prices are coming down. Like, eggs are cheaper. Like gas is cheaper in Georgia. Even though they put the gas tax back on, gas is a lot cheaper than it was under Biden. And so, for me, like, I don't like that he has to list all this stuff, because I know he's doing everything that he can, and he's doing everything that he campaigned on. I don't think that every member of his cabinet is doing a good job, though. I do think a lot of his cabinet are doing a phenomenal job. I'll just name them, Hegseth, Rubio, like Bessent, like these people are doing a phenomenal job. His press secretaries have always done a good job. But
they're great.
Yeah,
they don't take any shit. And maybe I watch a little more than I think I do, but they're like, okay, shut up. Next question. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah, he hasn't had a bad press secretary, and granted, if you're not a Trump fan or whatever, then you might say a different thing. But like his press secretaries have been phenomenal. But the other thing is like, I do have some gripes about some of his cabinet members. Pam Bondi is one of them, and a lot of conservatives feel the same way. And it's just, I feel like he has to kind of like run it like a campaign, like kind of bring out his binder or whatever and like tout his accomplishments because of that. But the thing is like, he's a human being. He's doing the best he can. He was dealt a shit show, like in the border and the economy and stuff like that. Our dollar was cut in half. And so he's doing a lot, and he's doing the best he can. And this is not what I would choose to do if I were a billionaire. I promise you, I would not be president of the United States. And so,
and these older guys, like these older people, like why? Just like retire.
That's love of country.
Stay? They want to stay until they're literally on their deathbed. Like it's so weird, and I don't like that about politics either. Like I'll vote even a different way because I want to stay. Whatever is good for me, I'll do you a favor. It's like it doesn't seem like he seems like he's trying to do what he thinks is actually best and tries to stick with his promises. So that's the appeal of him. Yeah.
He's been saying the same shit since the 80s. He
Mhm.
said, like, if you go back to his videos back from the 80s, like, no, I would never get in politics or whatever, but if I felt like the country was going in a bad direction, I would do it, you know? And so here we are. It's for love of country. Like, honestly, like, I love the dude. I know a lot of people don't like him. I understand some of the reasons why you don't like him, because he's very brash. He doesn't, you know, he's not going to sugarcoat things. He's not a politician, which is why I like him.
Yeah.
You get his authentic self every single time. And so, you know, it's just, you know, I think he's done a lot given what he was dealt. And so, you know, in terms of like making it perfect, it'll never be perfect.
Can I ask you both this? Do you remember that tweet about Rob Reiner that he posted?
Yeah.
A lot of people had a big problem with. I mean, I was like, oh, who approved this? Do you think he takes it too far sometimes? Like with that? Yeah. I think
a lot of conservatives said that. Like the thing is like, you know, I give him some grace.
Yeah.
I give him some grace. Could you imagine being attacked 24/7, like constantly having to, like, again, that's with the binder and stuff like that. Like, he is constantly battling the media, other politicians, lawfare. Like, he's got lawsuits for until he dies. Like, they're gonna sue him until he dies. Like, I can't imagine being under that kind of pressure, maintaining some sort of normal life. You know, he's got grandchildren, wife, children, you know. I just can't imagine. I would not have said what he said. However, I understand it a little bit because he's always on the ropes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right.
No, we talked about it in a stream when it happened. I mean, I absolutely think it was inappropriate. I think, so, you know, but I agree. There were a lot of conservatives who also felt that way, which I appreciate the fact that they're able to disagree with something that he did and say like, oh yeah, like I like him, I support him, but that wasn't cool. Like that was, you know, that crossed the line. He like made it about him, and it's just that should have been off limits. Like to me, that was right. So I
agree.
Like, that people were able to, well, even, you know, Trump supporters were able to say like, yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
Maybe our president probably shouldn't be like tweeting like a drunk college girl in the middle of the night like that. Like, ooh, I shouldn't have put that out there. Like, ooh, okay. But no, I mean, he doesn't have to apologize or anything. It's just, I think that was ill-advised. We can give him some grace, but yeah, he's definitely made some mistakes as far as that goes. But like you said, he is always on the ropes. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole situation is sad too. Like Rob Reiner, I put this in Angela's comments or whatever. I was like, hey, Rob Reiner would have been giddy if this would have happened to President Trump. And honestly, he would have. But the whole situation is sad with his son, with all this stuff. Like, I hate how politics overshadows these people because they do a fantastic job. Like, I'll just give an example. Robert De Niro. Like, I love Robert De Niro movies, but I hate his politics. And I always, like, for now, like forever, he's forever tainted in my mind because I know his politics. I just wish I didn't know it. Phenomenal movies. Like Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies. Like, I just wish I didn't know his politics. Like, I hate how politics is injected into everything. It ruins it all. Like, it's,
a lot of people feel that way. Yeah. It's like you can't watch Cape Fear anymore because I can hate his politics. Yeah, it's like we talk about this all the time. You know what Dolly Parton said about the election? Nothing. She doesn't. She's an American icon. She just stays out of it. It's not like you can't have an opinion, but you do alienate your audience, I think, a little bit if you do talk about it. So, and it's well within their right to do so. They have a platform, but I hate, like, I don't know, sounds like my like grandma to say like, shut up and put on a picture show for us. Like,
right.
I don't, you know, but But it's like they're people too. It just sucks when it's like it's a politically charged country, and yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, Jay and I were talking about this before the stream, and it kind of goes into our next topic is, you know, politics in Hollywood and how the problem is like they're pretty like tone deaf. They're not living in the the same reality.
Mm.
Like, so for them to be preaching and like, I don't think anyone wants to hear it because it's like your struggles are not our struggles. It feels tone deaf. Like, so. Yeah. And there's a little bit, some of them love, you know, they're famous. They think everyone cares about them, what they have to say. I think they a lot of times like to hear themselves talk. It's just this whole self-importance and like that I think people can get sick of. Also, like, what? Like, if you're living in a mansion, like you don't, whatever, you know.
Like that cute, the Kardashians, who I love. They did this completely tone deaf thing where they're like, we haven't been in a grocery store in years.
Right.
In 10 years. Not that they're political at all, really. Well, actually, I guess Kim sort of is. I mean, but she went and met with President Trump, and I guess she does a lot of like prison reform stuff, which is crazy to say. But he also was a reality star. But they're like, they went to an Erewhon, which is like, you know, the Lululemon of grocery stores. And they're like, what is this place? It's like, I don't even know. So when you say like a bubble, it's like, yeah, I don't know how you thought that would make people feel. Like,
right.
It's very odd. I don't know.
Yeah. Out of touch.
Out of touch. Yes.
So in terms of comments in the chat, the difference between a drunk girl tweeting after midnight and Trump using Twitter is the drunk girl regrets it the next day. You're not wrong, in my opinion, about that. I don't say that.
Can I use that on stage? Honestly, it's so true.
You could. That is good material. I agree. Yeah. Hi, Stephen. I don't know about this one, though. My Somali Lyft driver on the way to Target Minneapolis said Ilhan Omar and company did nothing wrong. My Ethiopian Lyft driver on the way back said they should all hang. That is an interesting take. I don't know.
Yeah.
To be determined, I guess, right? What do you think, Jay?
Well, Ethiopia is a Christian country, if you didn't know that. So that's probably what he's talking about there.
Gotcha. So
Lyft drivers are too opinionated. I love the thing that it's like, God, do you want this Lyft driver to talk to you or not? I'm like, please do not. Please don't. My goodness.
It is I've had some really nice conversations with Uber and Lyft drivers, but you know, there's sometimes when you're just like not in the mood to talk. And that's when you get one that's like really chatty. Like you're like exhausted. You have like no energy, but I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude, but really I just want to like decompress.
I know that sounded so rude of me to say, but they're just like, you know, I'm the person that people like pour their souls out to for some reason. I don't know what it is. And I'll keep listening. Like, okay.
I feel obligated. Like, I feel like it's like I'm entering your space. Like we gotta learn a little bit about each other, you know, like it's like I'm very close to you. I'm behind you. You're not looking at me. Like I feel like we need to have a moment together.
We got to say something. Although if I'm drunk, I'll be in the front seat. So like, where are you from? And they're like, oh, please don't talk to me. Like, okay.
It's also Uber and Lyft in New York City is different. It's a whole different beast in Florida. Like it's so drastically different. In New York, it's pretty rare that any of them will really talk to you. In Florida, they all want it. They're all chatty. And they're lovely. I've had so many great conversations. But in New York, it was always like I was getting done at work it was like an overnight shoot and I'm like exhausted and whatever. But I have a friend in Florida who gets drunk and takes an Uber, and she's so friendly to them that I wasn't on this one trip. My other friend told me when he dropped them off, she went around to the driver's side door and opened his door and gave him a hug. And my friend was like, you're lucky he didn't shoot you or something, because like imagine approaching an Uber driver's door, like you just open it. And I mean, to give him a hug, okay, but he doesn't know. Like,
yeah. And also, like,
trying to be nice, but like, oh my God, girl.
He doesn't want to hug you, lady. Like, get away from me.
So funny.
I
So
love
funny.
it.
Yeah. She's really friendly with Uber drivers. It's cute though. It's very cute. It's sweet.
Endearing, yes.
Okay, so back to the press briefing. Overall, what do you think that the tone was overall? What do you think it's sort of like projected to the audience? Have you like heard into how people are feeling about it after the fact, or how are you feeling about it after the fact? Overall,
I think a lot of this has to do with the 2026 midterms. He's trying to set conservative politicians up for success. He's trying to tout his successes in order, like, because he's not running again. I think it has to do with a lot of if like Democrats take the House or whatever, then he's going to be under, they're going to impeach him. You already know it's going to happen. So, but the thing is like, he's also trying to help these politicians coming in or whatever, like trying to tout his successes so they can kind of ride the wave or whatever. 2024 is never going to happen again. That's the thing. Trump is an anomaly, right? You're never going to get conservatives to come out again like they did for Trump. Trump is on the ballot, but the thing is like, I don't see the turnout being anywhere near what it was in 2024. You had people that were enraged by Trump, and you had people that were in love with Trump, and there was no in between. And so it's going to be weird. I really don't like people talk about like, they throw out statistics and stuff like that. I don't think you can count on any of these different things because it was something completely different. It was a movement. You had Elon Musk, who, he's a liberal, right? He's out there wearing a freaking MAGA hat, like at Trump rallies and stuff like that. Like it was something different. And so I don't know, a lot of this has to do with those other politicians. But the thing is like, it's going to be hard to gauge until it actually happens. What's going to happen in 2026?
Yeah, I mean, I think we spoke to his confidence level too, right? I mean, I think no matter pretty much whenever he speaks, there's sort of is that air of confidence that I think that, his supporters find, I guess, sort of empowering, that, they sort of, it resonates with them to make, I feel, and it's very much a message of like, America's powerful and America's strong, right? It's very much that sort of thing. So with all this like Greenland stuff, and like, I know we've been talking a lot about concerns because, as Madeline always says, like, we have our hands in a lot of things with Venezuela, and like, there's a lot going on, and now we've got Greenland. So I think there are some concerns about straining relationships and what that looks like in terms of like backlash and escalation. So now here with Greenland is like another example where are we damaging alliances, and what's that going to look like, I guess, would be my concern related to that.
So the thing is like we've basically been providing Europe's defense since World War II, right? And so I think Trump, I think we don't need to have such a large presence in Europe. They need to like be providing their own defense. Why in the fuck are we doing that for them? What they're charging us for it. Why in the hell? Like in terms of like I lived in Germany for 3 years or whatever. And the thing is like we pay them to have people in Germany. Like I don't get why we're paying them. We're literally providing their defense, the defense against Russia. And so in terms of like, I think that they need to pony up a little bit. They need to start providing. Poland is a good example. Poland is complete opposite of Germany because Poland pays for U.S. troops to be in their country. Poland pays to have a base for us to come occupy, and they're kind of like kind of a deterrent to Russia coming into Poland. And so why isn't Germany doing the same thing? Why aren't these other countries doing the same thing? Well, it doesn't make any sense. And so Trump sees that. And the thing is like Greenland it provides us the same capabilities as being in Europe for us, right? It provides us a mid-Atlantic launch point to where we could be whatever, we could deter Russia, we could do all these different things. And the thing is like it's it makes more sense to be in Greenland. It makes more sense for us to be in Greenland versus Germany, and especially because we're paying for it all. And so it's very like I understand the Greenland's, you know, maybe some of their disagreement with it. I agree with, you know, Denmark obviously doesn't like it, but
Right.
screw Denmark. Like honestly, like we again we're providing their security. Like Canada doesn't get attacked. Why does Canada not get attacked? Because they're fucking next to us, right? So like they're
Oh, that's a good point. I'm like, because they're all so nice. I don't know.
they're next to Big Brother. Nobody's gonna mess with them because they're next to us. And so when we're around or whatever, like it's security for them. It's honestly like we have the most powerful military in the world. And I'm not gonna go into our capabilities, but the thing is we are the most powerful military in the world. And so it's just, you know, people like I don't know, people don't need to be thankful for that, I guess, but they do need to be thankful because like we're the reason why they're safe. In a lot of just us being there, we're the reason why they're safe.
So Trump is saying that Greenland is vital for national security.
Yeah.
Frankie Marino saying, if anyone ever played Risk as a kid, you know how important Greenland is on the big board.
It's huge.
I almost said Greenland. I haven't played Risk in a long time, but I have friends who do. But it is interesting. I did see a fun fact that past U.S. administrations, Truman in 1946 offered to buy Greenland for similar reasons. I didn't know that.
I wasn't aware that we could buy countries.
Right.
My brother is more political, way more liberal than me. He texted me today this letter Trump sent or whatever, and I just was giggling because some of it was all caps, and I'm like, he's so silly. And then he said, and now he wants Greenland for what? And I'm like, what are we doing with Greenland? Can someone explain to me? Because I have no idea. I didn't play Risk as a kid, so I'm not. I'm confused. Yeah.
Well, as I said, the main reason I think, and Jay, you can is for national security. A lot of this is over my head as well, so I do not claim to be an expert. But I think there's also questions about like the resources, positioning related to like military and missiles, and but yeah, resources like oil and like minerals and things like that. Are there things I'm missing, Jay?
Well, so like in terms of like assets, right? So planes can only fly so far, so long, or whatever, and you need to like refuel, you need to whatever, and so that provides us, you know, direct access to Europe, to Asia, very quickly, right? You could have fighter jets in Greenland, and you could be to both those continents in, you know, very quickly. So they could respond to threats the same as you could from, you know, being in Europe. And so that's why. And for drawing down in Europe, like we have all these bases in Europe that we're paying for. We have all these bases, like we're basically propping up their economies by being over there. And that's a lot of our defense spending. Like I said, I don't know what it is right now. These are old figures, right? But when I was in Germany, the US paid like $400 a day for every person that was over there. I'm talking me, my ex-wife, and my 2 kids. The US government was paying $400 a day for us to be over there. And you're talking about thousands of people that are in Germany, right? This is a huge expense. Why in the hell are we paying for anything? Germany needs us there. Germany, like we're basically providing their national defense because we're there, just us being there. And so Germany gets to spend their money on all this other bullshit, the green bullshit. They got now they got mass migration going on or whatever. They do all these other different things. They spend all their money on these other things. Why? Because we're there providing their national defense. If we're in that country, Russia is not going to fuck with them. And so like why are we doing that? What does it, what to the American taxpayer, what good does that provide? Like none. It doesn't provide us any benefit. We're paying for it and they're getting the benefit. They get to spend their money on fucking windmills and solar panels while we're footing their national defense. It's fucking stupid.
Leonardo DiCaprio should move there. He would love that. Solar panels and windmills. That sounds. I hope there's enough, 23-year-olds
I
living
know,
there.
are there enough young women there? I mean,
Yes. Oh my God,
Extremely,
Leo,
like-
move.
The utilities are extremely expensive there. I know
Yeah.
because I was paying them, and but that's what they spend their money on, and they allow the mass migration and stuff like that, which hopefully AFD wins the next election. But that's what they get to do because we're there providing their national defense.
So strange.
Yep. So Frankie chimed in. Greenland has national security missile detection when rockets are launched from Europe and Asia. It also has a major shipping lane that Russia and China has to use. Well, they're headed to, or they're already at Davos, Switzerland, for those of you who don't know. And supposedly they're going to be having meetings about Greenland with, other European leaders. And Trump is threatening tariffs on those who sort of.
There's two other countries that are interested in Greenland, and two that we should care about, and those are Russia and China. The only two other countries that even compete with us, and so they have a stake in that. And China will take advantage of any country that they can. It doesn't matter. Venezuela, Greenland, they do not care. They will take advantage of every single United States. They will take advantage of every single country that they can. And so from Trump's perspective, that's also a consideration, right? Getting in there before China can and allowing them to sink their teeth in there and exploit that country and exploit its resources. They do it in Africa, right? They do it to all these different countries, these vulnerable countries or whatever. They come in with, hey, we can provide this or whatever, and they just rape the country. And they do it, like I said, in Africa, a lot of countries in Asia too. Like they're just at China's mercy. They once they get in, it's hard to get them out.
Well, how do you see this playing out, Jay? Like with these meetings at Davos, and Trump is saying, that Greenland's going to be thrilled about, being part of the U.S., but I don't know. I don't
So-
like.
Is that what it is? It's going to become a part of the U.S.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I sound like an idiot, but he wants it to be a part of the U.S.
I
like
think
like Puerto Rico or whatever.
Yeah,
Is that
I
what
I
he's
think that's
doing?
exactly I think in the end that's exactly how it looks. Like Guam, Puerto Rico, I think it looks something similar to that, right? Where they fall under us. The thing that I don't want us to do, and I don't think we need to do, is put our thumb in the eye of Greenlanders. It's a small population, granted, it's not even comparable to ours, but the thing is like we don't need to put our thumb in their eye in order to Greenland hasn't done shit to anybody, right? They haven't
When was the last time
disrespected
you thought
anybody.
about
Like,
Greenland?
They're
I
like,
haven't.
"Wait,
Yeah.
Can we
Like, we
have
don't
it say?"
and that gives fuel to these stupid marches or whatever, where these leftists from Europe will they'll fund these things or whatever. But we don't need to put our thumb in their eyes. Like we just need to say that we need this strategically. Like it's going to be mutually beneficial. Honestly, I would like to go to Greenland to visit or whatever. I would like to add to their economy. Like I would like to go spend some money there. Like I've never been to Iceland. I've never been to Greenland. Like I would like to go to both of these places. And so, we need to show them that this will benefit them too, because it will.
Well, it's interesting. Frankie says if Trump wants Greenland, he'll get it. Greenland, he'll get it. The only speed bump will be if NATO gets involved. My concern is also about what's going to happen with NATO. Historically, NATO has never done any favors for the United States. NATO won't do a thing.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, NATO is. This is the thing. This is what I was saying with Canada. Like, honestly, the reason why they're powerful is because of the United States. Like the reason why they have any clout, like it's the United States. And so if like the EU going against the United States or saying that they're gonna go in tariff war with us or whatever, like they don't want that. Like that would destroy them. If they went to battle with us, then they're vulnerable against Russia. And Russia doesn't give a fuck. Like they're waiting for something like this happen. And so if they want to like go against what we want or whatever, then and we leave them high and dry, they are screwed. Like they are completely defenseless against Russia. And so yeah, they have a lot of tech or whatever, but the thing is like Russia is a huge country with a lot of resources and they are relentless. And so, you know, they do not want to be enemies of the United States and Russia at the same time because they are fucked if they do.
Maybe Trump should just like mail over his giant book of accomplishments to Greenland. And then they'll be like, oh, this guy's great. Look at all these accomplishments. We'd love to be a part of you.
We should, for anyone who missed it, we want to pull it up again.
Big crowd. It's a lot of people. I think it's like a record. So these are accomplishments.
Those ones.
We have a lot of accomplishments. And as you know, this is the anniversary, first anniversary, January 20th. And it's been an amazing period of time.
Yeah.
Throw the book at them.
Yeah, look at this, Greenland. What have you done lately? No, right.
Well, yeah. So there you have it. We'll see what happens with these meetings, and you know, we'll figure it out. We're gonna move on to, dare I call it, Hollyweird? I don't know. I feel bad calling it that because I'm not that I'm part of it, but I am in SAG-AFTRA. I am in the Actors Union. I did work in TV and film for 10 years ish when I was in New York. So, you know, I'm not trying to whatever. I have a lot of love for it, but essentially, I wanted to draw some attention to, oh my gosh, Madeline's here. Hi, Madeline.
How are you?
What's up, girl?
Is my camera like upside down?
I think you might have to turn it.
Let's see here.
If you turn it the other way, I think it will adjust. No? Poor thing. So I know. Oh, there you go.
There we
You're
go.
good.
Better. Okay.
Fantastic. Oh no, we're so excited to have you. Sorry. Hopefully you're safe. That's good.
All good. No, sometimes usually I can predict traffic, but like some days with like it just doesn't work like that. So you kind of get what you take. It's yeah.
Exactly. And we know that Keanu's also lives in New York City, and anyway, that's, and in Florida too. There's traffic everywhere.
You get used to it. Like you can always predict, like even if traffic's heavy, or you can predict all the things, but then there's days where you're just like,
What is this?
What's going on? I have no idea. And usually it's like some like homeless people are in a fight and like start a fire, and it everybody has to like wait, or it's just like, you know, a protest. It's just like always something. So you're just like, what's going on? Yeah. So I'm really sorry I'm late usually.
No, you're fine. I didn't even know if I would see you because I know the traffic's unpredictable. So happy to have you. We were just transitioning topics, but do you have anything that you want, any hot takes or on the press briefing from today? Any things that stood out? We were kind of talking about that and a little bit about Greenland, but we don't really have to get into all that. But I just didn't know if there were any takeaways for you from that 2-hour.
It was a lot. I feel like it was a lot. I feel like we have a big divide. I feel like it kind of showed like the millennials I feel like the biggest divide between the parties is the millennials and Gen Zs are having a really hard time following certain things, where the older boomer groups, you know, I think then in like Gen X, I think they're like, they get excited because they see certain things with the economy maybe coming and bouncing back. But I still think that we have our biggest divide is on social issues with the younger people. And so I think that's going to always hurt us. And then we have the larger issues. And I think Greenland, I know we need it. I've heard that he is on the table thinking that we should give each person in Greenland $100K. That can be life-changing for Americans. And if we're going to do that for Greenland, I think that's a really big ask from the young people in America.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't care if, like, money-wise, it's not a huge expense. I think that's complete bullshit, especially when they've just exposed all these frauds that are going on in the United States, and they've done very little about them. And so to make them rich in order to make this happen, because they're a small population, I think it's it's a complete turnoff for a lot of Americans. Why do they deserve our money?
And at the same time, he's saying, hey, but we'll give all of the middle class and young people that are working to like $2,000. Like, that's a big difference in money right there. And, you know, this is the same president that is, you know, talking about 50-year mortgages. And, you know, young people today, the job market is hard for certain people. There's a huge shift in the economy. And of course, I think the X and boomers are happy because, you know, the stock market's thriving and they typically already have their house and, you know, they're set up for success on that way. But I think the biggest issue is we have a vote. We have a vote coming up in the midterms, and the young people today and the millennials, they are not confident that we're in the right direction. And I think we could just keep seeing, you know, we keep seeing president, and even I've been really disappointed. All of these congressional candidate, like gubernatorial races all across America, they keep like bringing Israel into their gubernatorial announcements and into these like, and I'm like, I'm so confused. You're running not to be a president. So I don't know why you're talking about a foreign country, and you should be focused on your state and not talking about Israel and dancing for a donor. And I just think we need to stop talking to these candidates and these incumbents. Why do we keep talking to donors publicly? Like, start talking to the voter, because I think that's where we're seeing it. And, you know, that's my hot take on this long drawn out thing. I think the young people really, they're not going to see, young people don't have that kind of money in the stock market yet. So where, you know, Lutnick was all excited for this, you know, the market and saying this bounce back, young people don't have that in the stock market, or maybe half of the millennials. I would still say no. So I really encourage that we look at that, because I think young people today are where we need to really focus the vote.
My husband's very old, and I don't know if he has money in the stock market or not. And I wonder if he does. He's I guess he's Gen X or Eugene, are you Gen X? Yeah, I think he's Gen. I'm like, you're right. You see what I'm a millennial, right? It is hard for me to follow along with a lot of it, and I hate to say this, I typically don't vote because I don't know what. I always just go like, I hate politics. I want to wash my hands of it because I don't want to upset anyone, and I can see both sides of things, but. You make a very solid point there. It's like, yeah, it is hard to follow along with. And it goes from your perspective. A lot of people are like set up in their homes already and things, but it's been tough for millennials. I think we, for some reason, weren't set up for a lot of success like our parents, I guess.
No. And then for Greenland, like, look, I understand we need it. I just think that we don't need to buy. Like, none of us like to buy. We don't like to see people buy voters. I don't want us to have to buy the people of Greenland, because that has never worked. We're still buying the Taliban, and the Middle East has not seen peace. So like, we know buying people does not work. All they would have to do is China or somebody else would have to come in with a lot of money and a better offer, and they'd say, fuck this, like, we'll take, in 5 years we'll take the next set of people's money. And you know, that should never be the way to win people over. I don't believe that. I think this is gonna unfortunately Trump can offer all this money, but I also think the great thing it has done in a positive note is it's really exposed the EU. It's really showed that we've supported them, showed our strength. We've continued to, we literally have all of our military over there. Everyone's like, all of our bases are there. Yeah, the EU needs us there to protect them, and so it shows all the money. They've been running up the American Express bill for so long. And the minute they have one question or anything comes up, they never have our side. They never have our back, but they've always expected to spend our money, and they've always expected us to have their back. And so if anything, Greenland's really exposed how broken NATO is, because all we do is continue to fund it, and they never have our back. Sorry.
Wow.
Hot take, but sorry.
No. Jay was saying a lot of these things. I also was thinking about you because I know we've been talking a lot about like America having their hands in too many things.
Yeah.
Like this is another, right? It's just like, it's like more backlash, more escalation, more potentially strained relationships. So that's another thing I know we've been talking about already. And like, that was, another concern that we were sort of mentioning.
Yeah. Like the French president coming out today and saying, hey, we should spend more money with China. Like BRICS is a huge issue. It's been an ongoing issue for a few years now, in my opinion. A lot of us, including myself, have always continued to raise like awareness. I'm not a big fan of China. I think they are a huge competitor. It wasn't until like the big AI bubble, everyone started to say we have this rush with China in the semiconductor, the chips. But I think like there's more to that with China. And I think the biggest thing is, for the French to come out and say that after all we've been through with Venezuela, it's a huge slap in the face, especially since we just hosted the president of France. I don't know when that was, like a month ago, I think, like right before the holidays. It just, to me, and now they're also, we all know how I feel about Ukraine. Now they're pitching to go make an agreement and protect Ukraine over America. And it's like, it just shows that like we will always be on the outs. And I just think it could get very manipulative if we keep going down this road. Trump can talk about tariffs all day. I'm like, cut him off. Like Trump wanted to pull out of NATO the first time around. Let's say, let's see what happens when all this continues to go on and we pull, half of our military out of the bases in the EU. I don't think they'll be talking as big of a game as they are right now.
No, hell no. They pull them all out. That's the thing, is they cannot do this on their own. The only reason I was, before you came in here, I was saying, why doesn't anybody fuck with Canada, right? It's because we're right next door. And if we're in these countries or whatever, that's why they're safe. And so if we pull out of there, for one, it's going to be cost savings like crazy. We spend so much money to be over there. We shouldn't be spending any money to be over there. And so, let them deal with it. I don't care. Honestly, I'm kind of heartless about this. Let them deal with Russia on their own. Let them see exactly why they need us and let them beg for it, because they need to be begging for it. They should be paying for us to be there if we're going to protect their countries. We shouldn't
be honest, the EU has really pushed this Ukraine war even further, because if you ever watch, if you go back and read the history, and if whether you like Tucker Carlson or not, there was a really interesting sit-down interview with Putin that I often refer to. And they say they had to cut a lot of it out because he goes into hours of history with Tucker, and Tucker's just fascinated by it. But truly, he was never interested in certain things. He said, if you're going to be on my doorstep, we are going to invade. Then Kamala says some stupid statement, and it just becomes this big thing, and that's when Putin decides to go on in. But then ever since then, the EU has continued to say, oh, they're coming for us. They're going to come into our other countries. It really wasn't until we have spent so much money against Russia. And honestly, the fact that Putin's been willing to talk and negotiate with Trump is amazing to me, because through proxy, we've been funding the Ukraine war. This war would have been over a long time ago. And it's just crazy to me because the American taxpayer has spent billions of dollars funding the Ukraine war. We spend trillions between NATO and all these countries that we keep funding. Let's throw in the Taliban too. It's nuts. So no, I'm not going to continue to support NATO. I've said the Trump we all loved and all the America First people, you want to get the base back? Get the base back by saying what he did the first time he ran, which was we're pulling out of NATO. His first term, that was like, we're pulling out of NATO. I'm done. you know, because he couldn't use tariffs yet. He had to set the path for tariffs, right? That was what the whole second term
The
was
UN
about.
too.
Yeah.
Get out of the UN. They don't do anything good for the United States. Like
And now Mike Johnson's over there talking to like Parliament and being like the first person to talk. Did you guys see that? I was like, wait a minute, am I lost? Like Mike Johnson can't even get a fucking Republican bill to pass. Now he's gonna go over to the most corrupt, like ran through country right now and act like he's like it's apparently the first speaker of the House ever to speak in front of like in London at this, what is it, the Parliament? I would have to look at what it was, but I was like, wow, congratulations. He's a failure here, so he's gonna go over to there.
He's a failure.
Like, go. Seriously.
Wow is right.
Damn, I came in hot. Sorry, guys.
Love it.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm going to highlight some comments, and the chat is chatting. So Denmark was going to allow Greenland to be autonomous in 10 years. That was the plan. We can't wait for Russia and China to swoop in and take it then. An autonomous Greenland isn't protected by NATO, and they have no military.
based.
If we offer every citizen of Greenland 100,000 each, they would gladly vote to become a U.S. territory. It would cost us $5 trillion, deal of the century. It's worth 10 times that in rare earth minerals and continental security guarantees.
I don't disagree with that. I don't.
I'm dropping truth bombs over here.
I think it is a good deal, but the thing is like the optics of it. Like we're paying for it. Like honestly, like don't like that's not going to go over well. If you want to lose the midterms, if you want to absolutely lose 2028, then yeah, go ahead and do it that way. But like I wouldn't recommend doing it that way.
All right. Well, thank you, Madeline, for weighing in on that. We were like just changing, but I wanted to. I also was going to make a joke because we've been talking a lot about transparency lately, and I was like, I mean, Trump's briefing was like 2 hours. He talked a lot. How's that for transparency?
I mean, yeah, talked a lot. I mean, I give him credit. Like Biden could never have done that. Like, can you imagine, like putting Biden up there for 2 hours? That or Kamala, that would have been just like a real. I think she does comedy. Can you imagine like her standing up and talking for 2 hours?
No.
Like, I can't.
Would never, right? And especially, she probably wouldn't think to bring all of the props, like Trump did. So
I give Trump credit. He does, he's always done his part where he can go off the cuff, and he's good at having his moments. But at the end of the day, we really need to start thinking about like optics and the way we say things. If we're going to pitch $2,000 to American people, let's not like 5 minutes later talk about $100K for Greenland for each person.
And it's funny, I told them this, you mentioned Kamala, like it's like when he lost his way, it is like a comic like trying to think of your next joke. He went, and by the way, Kamala sucks. She's a shitty person. Like it was like, oh, let me just reach over here, and then also here's my big list of accomplishments. It's a huge book. Like, okay, yeah, you give him credit for talking that long. He's always on the air. He should, live. He could do a 24-hour live stream just all day, every day. He's used to reality television.
I would love.
He has no problem with that.
It would be like the NFL, when like they get like hot mic'd. Like if people knew, like I've been in some of the rooms where there's been a hot mic moment with Trump, but like. I wish there were hot mic moments with him because he is so real. I will say this. He's very authentic and very real behind closed doors. If people
he could call his podcast Locker Room Talk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The whole deal.
I mean, honestly, like, I would listen to it. It'd be funny.
It would be probably, and horrifying and funny.
True. He would probably make some really like great jokes about like Russian horrors, like off-the-road people. Like he'd have like all kinds of different things to say, and I'd support it. I'd be like, all right. I mean, I'm in Beverly Hills. I just saw about 4 of them. So
who wouldn't listen to that? No one. That'll be his next thing after he's
if
he's not president.
I'm like, dude, you thrive. Like I need your life. He'd be like, guess I need to get on that Trump. Trump needs to teach me his ways.
And the confidence on that man, it's true. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, just unabashed confidence for sure.
Well, speaking of confidence, Hollywood and politics. Yeah. Yeah. Just kind of talking about, so there's a couple headlines I came across. One has to do with Billy Bob Thornton. I don't know if you guys, I think it's Kevin Smith, watches Landman and Yellowstone. I don't know if you guys do.
Love Yellowstone, like Landman. Yes.
Okay. So Billy Bob Thornton is saying that award shows are snubbing Taylor Sheridan over politics. That's sort of just one example, but essentially he is the creator, director, showrunner for Landman and Yellowstone, amongst other things. So, it's kind of just, he's basically saying a lot of this is political. I mean, those shows I've heard, so I have not watched either of them, but I've heard so many amazing things about those shows, not nominated for awards. And in kind of doing a deeper dive, it seems like people assume that Taylor Sheridan is more of like a right-wing guy, that his show, but he says his shows aren't promoting a conservative agenda, but depicting worlds and characters he's interested in. Viewers, commentators perceive Landman and Yellowstone as appealing to conservative or red state sensibilities, based on things like traditional values, gun rights, industries like oil. So it just is an interesting thing, right? Of, do we think this is the case? Or what are our thoughts sort of about Hollywood when it comes to politics and how they sort of get in the way and it even comes down to like casting, like, opportunities for roles, opportunities for awards, if people are not sort of in that, I guess, echo chamber.
Right.
You guys think that's the case?
Yeah. Like 100%. I said, what did Ted, you hear what Ted Danson said about the election? Nothing. That is probably your best way to go in Hollywood, but I understand the need to talk about it. But also, it's called acting for a reason. Just because they're acting, in a show that appeals to conservative values doesn't mean that the actors necessarily feel that way. And Yellowstone is, from what I understand, I've seen a few episodes of it, it's like wildly popular. So it is kind of odd that it would be.
That is my thing. Like, if I could be Beth, the daughter that is about to have a spinoff, and I'm just telling you, you can go look at memes, and you can, in 2 seconds of looking at memes, you're gonna understand who Beth is. Like, she is a vibe, and there are days I wake up and I'm like, I want to be Beth. Like, I'm ready to burn this fucking city down.
What is it about Beth? I need to know, because I don't know.
Oh, she's a badass bitch. Like, she'll fucking kill you. She wakes up and starts drinking. Like, she'll pour her drink and start smoking her cigarettes on the porch.
There you go. Anybody can be Beth.
And she puts on her heels and drives off in in her Porsche. And she loves her cowboy that basically grew up on her dad's ranch and raised the ranch for her dad. But she takes no shit. She goes after all the private equity guys that are coming in and trying to buy up all the land in Yellowstone, Wyoming, obviously.
And actually, that's sounds like sort of a feminist ideal, isn't it? So that would be sort of a liberal thing. It's sort of empowering.
True. Yeah. The sad thing is it's really not political at all. There's a lot of truth. It actually shows both sides, right? Because there's So there's the Democrats and there's these Indians who are all about their land. And a lot of people favor the Indians in this. So it's and it really builds up because he goes back and tells the story. I think, what was it? 17, there's 2 other spinoffs to this where he, the father in this was his dad. And it goes all the way back in the history of this. And it's very interesting if you watch it. I know Joe Rogan's fascinated by it. I know he's been on there. To me, it's very much Grey's Anatomy and Scandal. What is it? Charla Rhimes, right?
Shonda Rhimes,
right? Yeah, she's a great writer, director, producer, very well known. Listen, I loved Scandal, being in PR. Obviously, people know what I do, somewhat crisis management. Loved Olivia Pope. A lot of us grew up watching Grey's Anatomy. Just because I am Republican, that doesn't mean I hate Shonda Rhimes, right?
Right.
I think it's really sad that Hollywood's, gone down this route where like we tell stories and they don't get approved. But you know what? It's really about America. Everything that Yellowstone is actually happening in Wyoming. Private equity is going out there, being bought up. Everybody knows it. The land is being bought up. It's very sad. It talks about like regulators coming in with the wolves, and it talks about the cattle ranches, and people can't afford to have their own cattle anymore. I don't see where anything about it's wrong. It's all pretty factual. But the thing is Democrats don't like the narrative.
It's actually, well, like we were talking about Joe Rogan, you mentioned him too. If he's talking about it, then liberals are going to go, must be bad. If he likes it, we probably don't like it. Right. And I think you also said like his podcast was snubbed at the Golden Globes. Right.
You just made life having a cigarette in your hand.
What's that?
The cigarette in your hand is like you just became a different person.
She's giving
terrible
Beth.
habit. Yeah.
No,
I am Beth. Yeah.
No, I love that. My mom, growing up, always had like a marble light all the time at night. She lit it. And so when I moved out, I would always I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't vape. But I admit, I still, when I have, bad days or I'm homesick, I will light a Marble Light cigarette just to smell my mother at night. Because she had kids. So during the day, and she runs, a marathon runner, you wouldn't even know she smokes. But at night, it was, you knew it was, time to go ask mom for her credit card. Or, you were in trouble and, needed your report card signed.
Yeah,
that was the time.
Write yourself a check. It's fine.
My
right.
mom still thinks, she's like, I don't even smoke that much anymore, even at night. But I'll tell you this, these vapes are so dumb. Don't girls know how dumb they look? I'm like, Mom, my mom and dad are very Italian. So they're
my mom is too.
Go all the way. She's like, go all the way or don't fucking go,
Right. That's true. That's true. No, the first thing I want to do when I leave the gym is smoke a fucking cigarette. It's horrible. It's horrible. My husband doesn't smoke, but he likes that I do because he's 100% Italian. And his parents smoked, and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine.
You can smell it and it's calming. For some people, it's in my family, it's just oh, this is fucking great.
It's such trash, but
I can smell it from here. I'm like, it's like the gas station when you smell gas, and you're like, oh, I like that smell.
Yeah, cigarette smoke is the smell of good times and good conversation. It's like
I'm all we should just all go back to the 90s. Some of the best conversations were when people went outside and smoked a cigarette.
I know.
Nobody really gave a damn. I'll tell you this. If you were a Republican smoking a cigarette and you have a lighter, you would ask a Democrat and vice versa.
It's so true. They bring us all together, even though it's horrible. But it's true.
Unity over the cigarette. No, I feel like this is your audition tape to play Beth's sister. No, I'm just kidding.
True.
Yes, I would totally vote for this. Yes.
Beth, she's just like us.
In the comments, everybody should just start doing memes from Yellowstone for the vibe. The vibe should be the Yellowstone. I'm telling you, Beth is a whole vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. I need that in my life.
I need a cowboy in my life. Riff was I was like, I need you. How do I get this? How do I take what I have and make that this? I love this.
Well, since you live in California, I suppose. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I'm from Kentucky, so I go back and forth a lot. So I get somewhat, but I don't live anywhere near a farm in Kentucky.
I'm from South Carolina, but I live in New York, right? So are you on the you're in the minority of sort of Republican people in California? Does that affect your career? Does it affect your day-to-day life? Do people throw their green juices on you or
funny you say that. I have a book coming out called A Mess in a Dress, but the whole point was my career took a shift because social media never really had a place until millennials until about, I would say 2011 was when Instagram was a check-in app for restaurants and fully launched 2012, content curation.
Right.
And my whole life came to a head when certain parts of my career found out that I was a young Republican and super.
Oh, okay.
So I had to learn really quickly to own who I was. And I always tell people, if you own it, no one can use it against you. So I have a lot of friends that lean left, and they just they know Madeline's going to I've worn Trump shirts my whole life, been super Republican. You can't really change the girl from Kentucky. So You can take her out
You
of
know?
Kentucky,
Yeah.
but you can't change. It's like trying to take Beth off a farm. She's still
Right.
Beth.
You don't, yeah, and it's never apologizing is for who you are, like how you feel is sort of an empowering thing. So
I
props
honestly get
to you. Yeah.
a lot of Angelinos and like people that are native to California. They're not as bad. It's all these people that move into California from all over and try to be this like second version of LA or second version of California. They are like a real detriment to the city because they don't really care about the city and they don't really
Right.
care about the state. And that's kind of just like what I say about politicians. If they don't actually go back and represent their district, if Eric Swalwell doesn't live in California, he shouldn't be allowed to run for California.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. Yeah.
So yes, the question, which I think we're sort of seeing, is that do actors who openly align with certain political causes gain an advantage in Hollywood? Do the political and social messages in films or shows influence the chances of award recognition or versus pure artistic merit? We've talked about this before. I know Kevin feels very strongly about this, that the push for diversity and inclusion, has it been transformative or has it been like, performative or politically driven? We've kind of talked a lot about like the wokeness that sort of exists in television and film. So those are some questions, but you mentioned this and I was going to bring it up about Joe Rogan. So I also came across Bill Maher had a clip he had Dana Carvey and David Spade on his show, and they were talking about sort of the wokeness in Hollywood. And he was mentioning how Joe Rogan's podcast was snubbed this year on the Golden Globes was the inaugural award for Best Podcast. And it is interesting. I definitely thought about it at the time. It's interesting that Joe Rogan was not nominated. It's like, so Amy Poehler won, and I think she's great. But there's some interesting things there. And then some of the other nominees, it's like Dax Shepard. It's like these actors that are all sort of in the club.
I didn't even until the Golden. I did not know Dax Shepard had a podcast even.
Yeah.
And I love him, but I was like, okay.
Megyn Kelly was nominated, but you have to go before a board, and you have to. It's kind of like dancing for APAC. You have to like dance for the board and like say why you deserve the award. And Megyn, I'll have to find the clip, but she says like I wasn't about to like go like beg them for an award.
That's all awards. Like you have to campaign.
Yeah.
Or you have to pay for it somehow.
Yeah.
Like and so it's like I'm like, if I have to pay for this award, fuck that. Like
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it is we were talking about like when you have podcasts, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of annoying. It's like, Amy Poehler, like she's great. And it's a great, I enjoy watching the clips and everything, but it's like, it's so predictable, right? Like, I
listen because she first of all, I think she's hilarious. And then she has great guests on, but she is so Hollywood that every time it's not even just this incredibly famous guest. She does this thing like talking behind your back, like in a good way. So she has the very famous guest and then their very famous friend that knows them talk about them in a nice way behind their back. It's like, so of course it's like, oh my God, I want to watch this. But that's because she's very Hollywood because she's had an incredible career. And, I listen to that podcast a lot because you can't help but click on it because it's like, it's all the stars that you want to listen to. And she is funny. So I think she deserved it. However, I find it, I don't know. Should the former, I never thought in my life that the former host of Fear Factor would be like the most popular fucking podcast.
I always think about Fear
Yeah.
Factor. Like I can't take Joe Rogan seriously half the time because I grew up like when we didn't have like family dinner and I was like hurrying to get to like a sport practice. Like I remember I'd watch like Fear Factor at like 7:00 at night, like eating my like dinner. How am I supposed to take this seriously? Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that guy is what we're all gonna rally this man,
Yeah.
but it's popular for a reason because I guess it's sort of like veers off the path of like what people are like supposed to say or whatever. But so it is sort of odd that they did snub him, but they look how long it took for poor Leo DiCaprio to win a damn Oscar, and he won for the most ridiculous film of all time. So like, and he is the one that loves windmills and like solar panels. So he's extremely liberal. So I mean, if you look at it like that, what did he do to, be snubbed for so long?
Well, he probably just wasn't in. I feel like they're not in the club. Like there's a club of like people who always get nominated, and eventually
Right.
he did get in the club. But it was like I just feel like it's always like the same people that get no matter what. And there's lesser known like indie films and artistic films that we're not even hearing about or seeing with amazing
Right.
actors, but it's always the same people getting nominated.
It's true.
Also, I love Amy Poehler, and I watched the clips, but like we talked about. But absolutely. I mean, she has a whole team doing, making it what it is. She has
Right.
all the celebrity, it's it's a little
It's just sit down and be funny, which is like what a luxury, it's of course a whole team and a booker and that's
Yeah.
great. She's worked hard for it and she knows how to make it a good podcast. I wonder though, if they actually did nominate Joe Rogan, would he have won? Probably not, because I guess who votes on the Golden Globes? Not people, right? Just the Academy. Sorry, not that the Academy or whatever isn't people. They're lizards. No, I'm kidding.
They're
kidding.
not
That would be
real
what my
people.
husband. That would be what my husband would say.
You know,
But yeah.
I will say the entertainment world podcast, like all of this, 2020 really hurt the bringing the unity in Hollywood and bringing people together. I had a lot of friends that owned a lot of the big clubs. I was we would all go from like high to like, I lived that life in my 20s. Like the best of LA I lived in. I'm very grateful I lived it when I was younger. But like even like Sweat House and like all the fun things, like all the things that really brought different groups of people together, 2020 really killed that because of the pandemic, right? A lot of those businesses shut down. A lot of the nightlife shut down. A lot of like the parties and events and all the really fun things that shut down. And now since 2020, we've seen a decline in the business. California is not friendly for business. You want to start a business in Kentucky, it's $48 for an LLC. In California, every year, no matter who you are, to start a business, it's $900. It's incredible for a California LLC. So, now they have the trillionaire tax. There's a lot of reasons Hollywood has fallen apart, but really the business in general has fallen apart, and bringing people together has fallen apart. And now everyone's just in their homes, like creating these TikToks. And it's really become almost divisive because what happened is instead of everyone going out, meeting people, like really starting to work together on projects, it's whoever, if you weren't here, like if I wasn't here and I moved here now and I didn't know people, I'd be screwed because like people don't go out and like meet people essentially the same way they used to. It's a very different city. If you talk to people, they'll tell you it's a very different, state and city. So I think, Hollywood is seeing that too. And in the podcast and even in like that, you're just going to continue to see the same faces. It's always been that way. But it's going to get worse until it gets better because, now all of the big studios are going bankrupt and we just saw one file recently. It's just
they put us in boxes and then it stayed that way it's still sort of that way. Like what we're doing right now. Right. But it's like it changed comedy forever. My God, I certainly wasn't going to go do stand up on the subway like people were trying to do. I went back to South Carolina and I will say it never quite got back to what the comedy scene was, at least when I started out. So it's like, the hanging out in clubs thing. And like now it's like, it's more like just get a, posting TikToks and like getting clips and doing things like that. Or, that is sad. And I'm not even sure. I don't know if it'll ever quite be the same, but you have a major point there. So
I need to find it, but I have the 2018 and 2019, I have to find it, but it's confidential, but I will totally leak it now because it's been long enough. But it's basically the mandates, the Hollywood mandates for showrunners to look at like who to hire, basically. And you'll see like Indian Kid for this show, NBC's like studios, and you'll see, and it's like, you want to know why all these shows have that like random, like, no offense, but like you'll see this like most American family, and then they just throw in like a random like Indian kid or a random black kid. No offense, guys, but like facts here. Like, can you imagine on BET like 10 years ago if you just like threw in a random fucking white kid into with the Urkel family? Like, people would be like, what the fuck?
What
Where'd
is that?
you come from? Like, I mean, seriously.
Even when you actually, I mean, I don't mind like the diversity in Hollywood, because now when you go back and even watch like a romantic comedy or something, you're like, really everyone is all white. It is. So, but now it's like jarring to see. I don't know. So, I mean, I don't mind that. It's like, I would think that it would just be like the best actor for the job, but yes, you see it in commercials and I mean, it's all very, it's weird that we didn't think about it before. So,
but a lot of the writers, and what I was going to say is also with like this type of thing with the podcast and with like Hollywood and the mandates, what happened was a lot of the writers changed. I'm sure you do comedy, you know, like writers, skits, everything was starting to go really woke. And then it was calling for certain people. And so a lot of people also got really discouraged. And so a lot of the same people have continued to go up, and then you're going to see certain other people like slowly climb the ladder. But I think a lot of people really did get discouraged in those years because it was a slow thing that not a lot of people believed. There was a lot of unfair, a lot of ridiculous, like people would just they would sign, they would give up their whole life to go do this show. And the next thing they knew, they were written out of the show because they needed more, you know, they decided they needed more diversity or something like that. And hey, more power to you. But then you're going to see now over time, it really changed the trajectory of shows and why people feel the way they do about certain shows and podcasts and comedians.
No, that is interesting.
I wish I didn't know their politics. I wish that it was just something that I didn't know. I could just be ignorant, like Robert De Niro. I was talking to Angela about this before. I absolutely despise him in his personal life, in his politics. Some of the best movies ever made were, you know, Robert De Niro. Like Goodfellas scene where, you know, he's about to kill Maury is my favorite scene probably in any movie. Like, with, you know, it ruins a lot of it for me. And I was talking, I had Antonio Sabato in one of my spaces before, and it, you know, I'd hate to deprive my kids of movies and stuff like that. I hate, like, you know, because I'm very conservative and stuff like that, but I don't want to like ruin it for them. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't know or whatever, if they don't like, music is another thing too, like very leftist, like a lot of musicians are very leftist or whatever, like Pink Floyd and stuff like that. I love fucking Pink Floyd. Like, I don't want to not listen to Pink Floyd just because of their politics. Like,
how do you feel about Green Day performing at the Super Bowl?
Well, I think Green Day sucks. Like, I
love
honestly,
them.
like,
I love them. I know.
Like, I think they genuinely suck, and so since they have terrible politics, I really don't. That's nothing.
I talked about it on my show the other morning. I'm like, because I'm the biggest Green Day fan, and I'm like not political, but I always go like, it's very punk rock to be anti-establishment. People in my chat were like, fuck you, this is un-American, they should not be at the Super Bowl, they're communists. I'm like, I just like, you know, the album Dookie, my God.
Old school, it's Dookie, you know, you like the album.
No, and it is funny because even booking someone for the Super Bowl, football is supposed to be, other than baseball, I guess, the most American thing. But even that's political. It seeps into like all of our lives, no matter what. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to watch ESPN every single day. Now I won't even turn it on because the politics surrounding it. Like, it's just all political now. Like,
right. How did it seep into this game? Right. It's so weird. Yeah.
I didn't realize that Green Day was performing though, because I thought it's Bad Bunny, isn't it? Isn't Bad
So
Bunny?
Green Day they're gonna I guess it's open for Bad Bunny or perform before it starts, but of course, and then they go on there and Billy Joe Armstrong says the most terrible things about Trump, like he's just like a pig and stuff like that. But I just go, which to me, I'm like, okay, well, they're a punk rock band. That's what they do, and right. It doesn't matter. Where that's concerned, I go like, well, that's what they're supposed to do. Where it's Robert De Niro, I am like, well, that's disappointing,
Right.
I mean,
Well, also because they're writing songs about issues
Right.
that they're
American Idiot is a political album, exactly.
Right,
No matter how you
exactly.
slice it, right? It's like we
So it's
didn't
not
need to know how
surprising.
Robert felt. Yeah,
Right. You're acting in a film or whatever. It's
it's
different.
a different thing.
Yeah. Just want to pull up these. Hi, Quiet Part Pod. Diversity is fine in TV movies, but shoehorning is in a racial stereotype, a lesbian and gay component, and sex scenes for all of the above is just too much. Remember when every show didn't have interracial couples, gay characters, girl bosses, every show. That's kind of how I think diversity, inclusion, equity, representation is all important, and fairness, things like that. But I think
just sent you the mandates. You should open it and share it because that's what I was trying to do until I lost it. It's a very interesting thing, and it's very confidential. I'm not supposed to have this. This is, you can see A&E. You can read it. It's like,
I love a good leak. This is fabulous. Oh my gosh.
you're gonna see like where they say like we want like 6 to 10 unscripted shows per, and it'll tell you looking for big, loud, disruptive, this and that. And it'll tell you like people they're looking for exactly. It's throughout it, so maybe you'll have to find it and highlight it. But Animal Planet, BET Networks is on this one, so if you're interested, you can share it with everybody later.
yeah, definitely.
Jay, by the way, that's my husband. He loves you. He also hates Green Day. So
I was like, why did he? I mean, obviously Jay is a goddamn hero, but I was just wondering why specifically Gino thought so. But now I know why.
he
Well,
said,
I
I'm
like
behind
that.
him just with the Green Day part. Yeah.
The American Idiot song came true. Like I feel like they just like predicted the fucking future.
I need to have him on my show. I need to work him into my show.
Oh my God. If you ever do, send them my way. I love them. I just love them. My God.
You mean Gino, don't you? You don't mean
Yeah.
Green Day.
I
know,
love
yeah.
Green Day. I do. I've loved them I just love them.
I would have
they're-
Green Day on there, but like it wouldn't go well. They're not very good.
Oh,
like,
you mean Gino, not Green
Yeah,
Day? I
yeah.
thought you
yeah,
were
I want
saying
your
what-
husband on there.
That's so funny.
Me and your husband could just shoot the shit for a few hours.
What
And
a fabulous show!
correct.
You should have Gino on your show. You guys would like
I
click
think so
like
too.
that.
I think so too.
But and then the most fabulous show would be you, Gino, and Green Day, and that would be explosive. Yes.
Yes. I love it. Well, my personal experience. So first of all, I was going to say about like New York City TV and film, that industry did completely change with COVID and never really bounced back either. So a lot of what you saw, Madeline, and California is very similar to New York City. After COVID, I didn't really like work in that industry anymore. And then there's the whole AI thing and just everyone being replaced. It's completely different. So yeah, I can definitely speak to that. I also experienced when auditioning for parts, I was trying to build my social media at that time. There's this whole sort of conflicting thing where social media became important. And so they wanted you to have a following in order to book parts, but then they didn't want you to be political. So it was, which like, again, we're talking about why, right? But like certain casting agents and networks and, whatever, I was told by my agent that it would hurt me being considered for parts, so that I should never be too vocal about anything on social media because they wouldn't hire me or give me opportunities for roles. And so
That's awful. But it's also just, it's hard not to have some kind of opinion. And it's hard, we all post and podcast and, comedians, I'm not a political comedian, but my husband sure as shit is. And it actually, and he, is pretty right leaning. So I guess I would say very right leaning. And he's gained a lot from it, but also lost a lot from it. A shit ton. Don't ever mention Dr. Fauci around him or you will never hear the end of it. My God. It's like I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, Fauci, please don't say it. He will, but he talks about these things. He's a comedian and he talks about it on stage. So some comedy clubs don't like that. Some, audiences, they're like, oh, we don't want to go there. But you cannot tell him not to go there because he'll go harder there. So
I think it's a fair game. Like with comedy, to me, I think it's fair game, and also like me using my social media for my personal opinions is not me being an actor who's like trying to preach to people. It was
acting is a whole different thing. You're acting. You're hired to portray a different person, not yourself. So it shouldn't really matter what your political beliefs are. It's odd. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. But I do have a fun picture I don't want to forget to share with someone who I do know is pretty known for being political as an actor.
Awesome.
Jon Voight, which some of you may like him, you may not like him. Obviously he's, the liberals and Democrats don't like him. But this
is that you with John?
Yeah.
So
this is I don't know what year it's years ago, but I worked on Ray Donovan. I stood in for like Ray's love and Carrie Condon. I don't know if you guys know, she's anyway, really sweet actress, but she was in like the last season or so of Ray Donovan. So I stood in for her. So that was actually the rap party, which back when we, and we didn't have rap parties for a long time, speaking to Madeline's point. But anyway, he was lovely to me. So I know a lot of people think,
yeah, I mean, Angelina changed her last damn name because I don't know why she did it, but I mean, was it political or, that is bad, right?
Their like tension, I feel like, was a long time ago before I ever even realized that he was political, but who knows?
I didn't know either. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was, definitely in the media a lot for being a big Trump supporter. And when I was in, more of whatever the liberal world, not that I'm not now, but, a little more towards center. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much. This has been awesome as per usual. Keanu, it was so lovely to have you. I'm so glad you were able to join, and Gino.
Oh my gosh, yes. You should have Gino on sometime. Thank you for having me. This has been so much fun. Yeah.
So fun. And obviously, Jay, you see Gino wants to do your show.
I'll 100% have him on there for sure.
I'm definitely watching because that sounds like such a good time. I also need to catch your cooking show soon and see all that. You guys seem really fun, so I would love to.
And I would love to have all three of you on my show anytime. Not the cooking one. That's just ridiculousness with my crazy old man husband. But obviously any other stream, I'm gonna reach out to you guys. So thank you for having me. This has been a blast.
Awesome. Yeah, you rock. Everybody follow these incredible people. All their handles are here. Keanu did some shout outs of her shows and all the things she's got going on. Madeline, Jay, anything you guys want to, I'm assuming you have a show.
Tomorrow I'm hosting Sarah Clark. She's representing Moms for Liberty in Idaho, talking about teachers grooming kids. She's been battling that for a little while. And so she is, going to talk a lot about that. I've actually had two senator and a politician on with her before, and she's a great speaker. And so I wanted to have her on by herself because she's been battling with, school boards and all these different types of things. Educational for some, and also, it kind of tells you how to combat some of these things. So, because she's on the front lines.
Awesome. Well, definitely don't want to miss that. I've had the pleasure of talking with I went to Moms for Liberty, the event here in Orlando in October, and met a lot of, lovely people there. So I've had them on streams and interviews. So that'll be really, really good. So, oh, that's nice. We got some, look, guys, we got some really good feedback. This show is great. This was better than the Amy Poehler show. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we're all, doing it on our own, just doing our own thing without the extra help. So I appreciate that very much. And it's okay. I'm not taking anything away from her show. I think it's great and she deserves awards. But, some of us are really, trying to do our thing and get going. And I guess my only point with all the award stuff is like, is it really the best TV show, film? It's an elite club and we're just not in it yet.
Yeah.
True. Exactly.
But you're all rock stars. I appreciate you. You're all so awesome. I enjoy you. I always have so much fun. So thank you so much for your time. You guys rock, Madeline. I'm glad you're safe in your home. And
Yeah, sorry, I was late, guys.
No problem.
happen. And I appreciate you communicating, and I'm just glad you're okay. Things happen, and you guys rock. Thank you so much. Everybody follow them, support them. Go watch all their shows. Madeline's got a book coming out, all that jazz. Thank you guys so much. Good night.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody in the audience, thank you so much. You've been awesome. Really, really enjoyed the chat today. You guys were really giving it, and it was really fun and interactive, and I love that. I love that. We love hearing from you guys and interacting with you and hearing what you have to say. Couldn't do it without you. So thanks again for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all your kind words. Thank you for your opinions. We welcome them all. That is the whole point of this, is we're trying to bring, back to diversity, bring, a diverse group of people with different backgrounds, perspectives, beliefs, experiences together to have meaningful, respectful conversations, hopefully bridge gaps, and talk about the things that we care about that are important to us, and maybe come to some, I don't know if it's exactly solutions, but just ideas about how we can get to a better place, a better future, and about humanity and having fun together and taking care of ourselves. Self-care is also important, mental health. So I appreciate you all so much, because again, this wouldn't be a show without you here. So I appreciate you. RV, thank you so much for your kind words. And my Casio keyboard. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it is. Oh, now the comment's kind of blocking it, but it is. I actually really need to get playing that thing. Fun fact, speaking of Green Day, I was not in Green Day, but I was in a band back in the day called SMB Project. For those of you who don't know, I was in this band SMB Project from like 2005 to 2013 in Orlando, Florida, and did that for those years and toured and did some stuff. Sort of like 90s alternative rock, very like Smashing Pumpkins, if you're into that genre of music. And that is my bass guitar that I played back then. And then I moved to New York City and I never really picked it up again. And then I was like, I'm going to play keyboard. And also, fun fact, I want to learn how to play drums. That is on my agenda, is eventually to be a drummer. But I really, I need to, I know sometimes you guys see the instruments and you're like, when are you going to play it on stream? So maybe I need to get to practicing. It's been a minute since I was a musician, but yeah, I'm representing with the instruments anyways. They're kind of a cool background. So right now I'm just kind of posing, but I was in a band. RV is going to teach me how to play drums, apparently. RV, where do you live? Yeah, I do have a lot of musician friends too, so that's fun. Actually, that they helped me record some of the Bold Lib songs and like the intro to some of these podcast episodes and streams. So it's cool. I do like to do karaoke. So there's that. Utah. Oh man, we're not exactly close. I'm in Florida, but we'll make it. We'll figure it out. Thank you guys again so much. I'm about to go have a taco for Taco Tuesday, which I think was trending today, which, I mean, right? Why not? And Oh no, yeah, Keanu just left. We're ending the stream. I was trying to show this. Florida is amazing. Yes. Yeah, you did just miss Keanu, but you can watch the show. You can replay it in all the places. So go ahead and go over to YouTube. You can subscribe over there. You can catch the whole episode, the whole stream. But yes, Keanu rocks. Gino rocks. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for those of you who shared the stream. And if you haven't already, please head over to YouTube and subscribe. That would be amazing. The next stream will be coming at you Thursday. Bold Voices will be Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you then. And then again, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thursday, we'll have a whole new panel of guests and conversations, whatever's going on that day. So I hope to see you then. See you Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys again so much. All the love. Stay bold.